Hi everybody, April 1st, April Fool's Day, but no April Fool's going on here. It really is 63 degrees, and we are going to look at honeybees. Me and little Mini dog. Say hi, Mimi. Hey, Mimi! A little hound dog. Rolling to look at the 8-frame yard, 10-frame yard. Gonna go look at my friend Kathy's bees, and I'm gonna be getting a split off of her beehive, and so just wanted to see how things are looking there. So we'll see you guys in just a minute. All right, you guys, we are at Kathy's place, and here's her little hive. She's got this little 8-frame hive. Had 2 of them. She lost one. As you can tell, I helped her winterize, and so we did pull the insulation, but the tar paper's still on. We're gonna pull that today, and so I'm gonna pull tar paper off. And what we haven't done is a hive rotation yet, and so I'm gonna rotate because I know the queen's up here. And in fact, this hive is kind of neat. It's called a California hive, but it's got these little doors on them. So it's a viewer. It's a viewer hive. It's a cool little. Anyway, you can take a look at the bees there. It's kind of a cool little hive. But these are good looking little carnies. We're gonna open them up, see how food is going. I know that they've got a ton of honey in here. I put a pollen patty on here a couple weeks ago for them. We're gonna check it out and then do a hive rotation, because I know that there's eggs up here on these 3 or 4 frames. So we're gonna see if we need to rotate these. Got some extra frames there, a different bottom board, and a new roof. So let's get into this. All right, so here's Kathy's girls. Great little hive of carnies. They've devoured a bunch of a pollen patty. Last time I looked in here, a couple of weeks ago, we had eggs on 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. These 4 right here. And so we're just going to look at that, but I know that they're gobbed up with honey on this side. And so what we're going to have to do is get into the lower box and just do a hive rotation, or give her more room to lay, because they've got a ton of honey up here. And so let's take a look at some frames. Okay, ton of capped brood in here. Very nice. This is 3rd frame out, so this one would be 1, 2, 3. Nice lot of capped brood in there, and then this is all eggs down in here. If you can see in those cells, but those are all eggs in those cells. And our queen is actually on the other side of this frame. And again, I'm probably in the shadow here. Oh, there she is, right there. Beautiful little last year's little carny queen, and then lots of capped brood and lots of eggs. She's cruising away, and these are great little bees. There she is there. A great looking little queen. She's checking out a spot. Actually, she's laying right now. If you guys can see that, she's laying an egg there. She just laid in that hole. She's laying right now. See how those bees are all around her, nursing her? She just pulled out, and she's still looking. So we know that we're doing good here. So I'm going to put this hive back together and look to see what we have going on the bottom, and probably do the rotation there. Okay, so now what I've done is I've taken that upper box and I moved it to the lower. The lower box, because all the bees were up top, the lower box was full of empty drawn comb. And so what I'm going to do is pull out some of these honey frames in the back, or on the side here, and give this queen more room, also the ability to move up, because I'm rotating Upper box goes on the bottom where she's at. Lower box goes up top, and then I will show you the final product. But that gives her all of this empty comb for her to lay in. So here we go. We're going to finish up, and that'll be a spring hive rotation. Alright, so our queen is in the lower box now, down here. And what I was saying about empties was the whole lower box, when I did the hive rotation, this is all empty cells. I mean, there's maybe a little honey on this side, but it's all cells that she can lay in. And so what you want to do is your bees, you hear me say this all the time, bees will always go up in the hive. And so what you're doing here is you are making it so that you moved her brood down low. You're making it so that she can go up and lay in all these empty frames. Would she have found them eventually? Probably. But what we're going to do here is just give her the ability to move up and keep them going. So that's it. I've got a couple, one more frame to fit in there, and then we're going to put on the summer hawk roof, the beveled roof, and we'll seal them up. Look at the amount of, I'm going to show you guys the amount of pollen that these bees are bringing in here. You see them there? Just full, just legs full of pollen. So losing sunlight here right now on this hive, so I'm going to finish up and get things squared away. But that's a hive rotation, and we saw our queen laying eggs, and so that's exciting. We've got capped brood and we've got fresh eggs right now. So on to the next 8-frame hive. All right, out at the 8-frame yard, I gotta let Minnie out of the truck because she's wanting to get out of here, howling like crazy. Oh, here she is. There you go, my pup, my little crippled dog. Come on, there you go, babe. This is a little Minnie. She doesn't get around too well, but she's the sweetest dog in the world. She was born with a bunch of, well, you seen the movie Twins? Anyway, Danny DeVito. So, she was the runt of the litter and got just kind of the crappy end of the stick. The worst case of hip dysplasia, hips didn't form, just didn't do very well. Anyway, we're at the 8-frame yard, and I call this my pissy hive because these guys are a little more owly, even though they're carnies. They're a little more owly, and so I'm going to film here just real quick, and then I'm going to suit up. But pretty good little jag of bees coming in and out. They don't use this lower entrance for some reason, and I wonder if it's just because I put that slatted rack on there. But I think I'm going to have to put a shim on up here because they just like using this main entrance right here. But anyway, you see everybody just stacking up. So we're going to get in here, see if we can do it without a little smoke. I see a bunch of little gnats or bugs around, crawling around underneath those bees. See those little bugs? I don't know what they are. Now I'm getting nervous looking for ants. Oh, I think we got ants. Alright. Alright, let's suit up. Alright, well, I tried it without smoke, but these guys weren't having it. So they're all over me. So I'm going to stand by. I just dropped you. There we go. I wanted to get my glove on because these guys aren't having any part of it. This is my triple hive. Sorry, this is my triple deep. This is a swarm I caught last year, and I was just going through here and I went, holy shit, look at all the babies. And so I'm going to pull this frame up right here. Beautiful bunch of bees. I didn't see the queen on here when I was going through it, but I don't know if you guys can see. I'm going to try to get this in the light here. See if I can get the right angle. And these cells are just full of larvae, and I'm probably in the shadow. Let me see if I can go to the other side here real quick. These cells are just full of babies. See if this is a little bit better. Probably not. Nope, the camera's gonna be in the way. There we go. I'll get them way up close. See the babies in there? Those little white C-shaped little maggots in there. And then tons of pollen up top, pretty pollen up here. But I just wanted to see how these guys were doing since my last hive rotation that I did. I didn't see the queen on this frame. I think that she's gonna be on this one. I have to pause this. I have to take my glove off each time I do it because I don't have a button to see if I can do it. Nope, won't let me. So stand by just a minute and I'll get this thing going. So I haven't seen our queen, but you wouldn't believe the amount of capped brood in this colony. I mean, it's frame after frame. It's April 1st, it's frame after frame after frame of capped brood. I mean, you're talking about the whole center of this whole deep, plus the rest of these, is all capped brood, which is phenomenal for this time of year. Probably going to be an early swarmer. I don't think I'm going to go down too much more into them. Let me pause this one more time, see if I can see that queen. If not, then we're going to button them up, and I think I'm going to vape them. Maybe. So I wanted to show you guys what I mean by pissy. I've got 2 more frames to put away here. But anytime you move near these guys, you see how they're just, I'm going to bring this up to my face. And you see how they're just ripping. I mean, they're all over the place. These guys, they're pissy bees. See that? Those are hot bees. And so that's why you've got the smoke, because you need to, it's going to do 2 things. It's going to let them not communicate as well, but it's also going to make them fill up on honey. When they fill up on honey, they don't want to fly a whole lot. And so with these guys, I'm finding out, they were decent last year, but I'm finding out this year that you've really got to, you know, smoke these bees. This might be a colony that I requeen, because playing with hot bees sucks. So take a look at this frame one more time. See if we see our queen over here. I don't see her. I'm going to flip this over, and if I see her on the other side, I'll fire back up. But if not, I'm going to put these guys back together, and then actually going to vape them today. I think I'm going to hit them with a blast of oxalic. So ton of pollen coming in here. It's really neat. I stopped flipping frames over because all this pollen in the frames, as you can see right here, was falling out of it. And so anytime early in the spring, especially like this, when they're gathering all the pollen that they can, they're really working hard at it. You want to, when you turn your frames, always turn them over your box so that you're not losing all your pollen on the ground like this. Chunks of pollen on the ground, no bueno. So, see what I can find here. If not, we'll finish up here in just a minute. See if I can find this queen on this next frame. Oh boy, I'll tell you what a pissy bunch of bees. I did give them another upper entrance here, so they're not all jammed in, coming in here, which I think they'll appreciate. But boy, man, they are just, I mean, still, they see me here and they're just owly. I wonder if I caught like some Russian bee or something, because this was a swarm that I merged, and boy, it's cranky. Anyway, so we got the vape hooked up, and we got the OA hooked up, and so we're going to give these guys just a good fuming and hopefully kill a little bit of mites that we got going in here. So stay tuned. So here we go. So the main reason I started using these slatted racks is there's 2 inches of pink right here. Like, the bottom board doesn't start here. If it was before just sitting on the bottom board, all of a sudden, I mean, you put in a 400-degree iron and who knows what you're burning up in there. Heaven forbid you hit your queen or you light your hive on fire. But with the 2 inches there, I don't have to worry about it burning comb and burning all kinds of stuff, because that slatted rack takes up that space, which is nice. Just waiting for this stuff to cook, and then we'll throw a towel on here, waiting for it to fire up. Bees are just still pouring in here. Should be on. All right, so we're cooking, we're vaping. So deal is you put in your iron and then you throw your towel across it on the bottom to keep all the vape in, and you should see it coming out of your holes. You're supposed to have the hive totally plugged up. I don't. It's probably okay. It'll do its job. Bees are just pouring in and out. Another couple minutes. I just saw some vape starting to roll out of there. So the wind is blowing from the east to the west. Stand here and take a look, but that's it. That's how you vape, and that's how you. I just did a quick inspection again, like I showed you. But appreciate you guys watching. I will be making more here very soon. I'm not going to make it to the 10 frame yard today, so the next video I make, I'll just run down to the Liberty Hive and see how they're doing. I see the vape rolling out here right now. You can see it right at the entrance. If you look, you'll see it rolling out of there. You go out of that hole. We know it's working. Killing them mites. Nasty old mites. All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching. Post Falls Honey Company and Neen's Honeybees. See you soon.